Dear friends, followers of S Healthcare CNM TV, once again, thank you so much for following our channel. Today we are going to talk about gout. Gout? What is gout? What type of disease? So you can see stinging nettle here, and you can see Irish potatoes in the garden. So they are among the products which are very powerful to help the people with gout. This stinging nettle, it has an acid which is very powerful to eliminate that uric acid in the body. In fact, it is a fighter to every inflammation, including the inflammation caused by that acid. The Irish potato, it is very rich in potassium, so it helps to clean debris of gout in the human body. That's the reason you see these things presented here: the stinging nettle and the Irish potatoes. Okay, so let's go ahead with our topic. Even cayenne, you will see it in the porridge of millet mixed with the oats. So all those are the things which are applicable for helping people with gout, because it is a metabolic disease, right? So gout refers to a certain forms of inflammation of the joint and swellings of a current type. Although chronic in character, it breaks in acute attacks. It is a disease of the wealthy and chiefly affect middle-aged men. So it is very rare for gout to attack young men. Women after menopause are also sometimes affected by this disease. Gout was known to the physicians of ancient Greece and Rome. The classical description was written in 1663 by Sydenham himself, a lifelong sufferer, who clearly differentiated it from other joint diseases or disorders. It was recognized in the 18th century that large enjoyable meals and the consumption of alcoholic drinks were often the prelude to an attack of gout. This disease affected many famous men in history, including Alexander the Great, Luther, Newton, Milton, Dr. Johnson, Franklin, and Louis XIV. Symptoms. An attack of gout is usually accompanied by acute pain in the big toe, which becomes tender, hot, and swollen in a few hours. Usually, it is almost impossible to put any weight on the affected foot during the acute stage of the disease. It may also similarly affect other joints, such as the knees and the wrists. And sometimes more than one joint may be affected at a time. The attack usually occurs at midnight. Ask me why. Or in the early hours of the morning, when the patient is suddenly awakened. So you see how this gout is bad. When a patient is awakening sudden because of neurotransmitters immediately the pain come, and very sharp one, very bad. The acute attack generally lasts for a week or so. During this period, the patient may run a slight fever and feel disinclined to eat, meaning the patient is unable to eat. Even taking this porridge, it is a very tough war. And while this porridge can help many people, because the porridge of millet mixed with oats and with cayenne and a little bit olive oil and some honey, it is a very helpful food for people who are unable to eat. But these people with gout, sometimes even this porridge is a problem for them. So, but it is a very, very helpful food for every people suffering from this kind of diseases. Okay? Well, this gout, it is really a very serious disease than people can think. The attack may occur again after several weeks or months. The interval becomes shorter if the disease is not treated properly. Okay? The joint generally becomes damaged by arthritis, that is inflammation of joints. Remember that arthritis can be caused by several problems: allergy of the joints, rheumatism, even gout. All of them, they can cause arthritis. And even other diseases can cause inflammation of joints, like viral diseases which affect the joints can cause arthritis. So all those kind of arthritis, this porridge can be very helpful, my dear. If you have any inflammation, please use this porridge. It will help very much. Okay? This is a chronic gout in which chalky lumps of uric acid crystals remain in the joint and also form under the skin. So the uric acid goes under the skin and form the chalky lumps, which are very, very painful. Okay? Another serious complication of gout is kidney stones containing uric acid, causing severe colic pain in the stomach. That's why you need chamomile tea and even chamomile oil to apply on the affected area to reduce on the pain and cool down nerves. In some cases, kidneys become damaged and do not function properly. So gout can kill kidneys, my dear, and they cannot work. Sometimes gout can cause kidney failure. So that's why people with gout should be careful and look for the proper treatment for it. This is a serious condition, as the poisonous waste products, which are normally removed by kidneys, accumulate in the blood. So this is a very, very important information. Causes, what really cause this disease, which is very painful? Even disease which can cause even a man to cry because of pain. Do you imagine? That's why you need this chamomile tea when you have gout, so that it may help your brain to cool down and even stimulate your body to get a little bit relief. Yeah. The chief causes of gout is the formation of uric acid crystals in the joints, skin, and the kidneys in 3 areas: joints, that's first, the skin, and the kidneys. Most people forget about it. They only think about the joints of the body, but kidneys, they do not think about them. And affecting kidneys, the whole body is affected. Uric acid is an end product of the body's chemical process. Those affected by gout have a higher level of uric acid than the normal due to either to the formation of increased or reduced amounts of acid being passed out by the kidneys in the urine. This uric acid usually remains dissolved in the blood. Take it serious. But when the blood becomes too full of it, the uric acid forms needles-shaped crystals in the joints, and they can also form themselves in the kidneys. The same pain you feel in joints can happen even in the kidneys. Look at how this disease is serious, which brings about attacks of gout. Heredity is an important factor in causing this disease, and certain races are prone to gout, meaning when a parent has gout, obviously the children have the genetic inheritance. So they should be careful. If you have a parent or a grandparent who have ever suffered from gout, you should be careful, because you can catch it, you can develop it easily, especially if you consume the things which favorize this disease, which we talk about them. Okay. Other causes include excessive intake of alcoholic drinks, regular eating of foods rich in protein, regarded as in protein and carbohydrates, and the lack of proper exercise. 3 things, or 4: hereditary, excess consumption of proteins, carbohydrates, and the lack of proper exercises. Stress is also regarded as an important cause of gout. Those are 5 things. During the alarm reaction, millions of body cells are destroyed, and the large quantities of uric acid freed from these cells enter the tissues after being neutralized by sodium. Now, how can this disease be treated naturally? For an acute attack, there is no better remedy than a fast. The patient should undertake a fast of 5 to 7 days on some juices, to include orange juice and the water, or other juices, the juice of Irish potatoes, fresh Irish potatoes, with pineapple. That juice also can be very helpful. And another juice which can be helpful is the juice of lettuce, Irish potatoes, fresh Irish potatoes, and the cucumber. That juice also can be very, very helpful. Another juice which can be helpful is celery juice, Irish potatoes, and stinging nettle, fresh stinging nettle juice extracted. those juices also can be very helpful. That is the secret we are giving you. Okay? Sometimes the condition may worsen in the early stages of fasting when uric acid dissolved by juices is thrown into the bloodstream for elimination. This usually clears up if fasting is continued. In severe cases, it is advisable to undertake a series of short fasts for 3 days or so rather than one long fast. A warm water enema should be used daily during the period of fasting to cleanse the bowels. Reason, because when you do not move well, the body tend to distribute those toxins from the waste to the bloodstream, and it worsens the problem. Okay, that's the reason. After the acute symptoms of gout have subsided, the patient may adopt a no-fruit diet for a further 3 or 4 days. In this regimen, he should have 3 meals a day of juice fruits such as grapes, apples, pears, peaches, oranges, and pineapples. After the all-fruit diet, the patient may gradually embark upon the following diet. Which diet? Get it well. The breakfast should be fruits such as oranges, apples, figs, dry figs, apricot, mangoes, whole wheat bread, even the 2 types of fruits which are very important to include pomegranate, eating it with the skin, and gavas, fresh gavas. They are very important also, can play a very big role. So do not forget about that. Whole wheat bread and daria and milk or buttermilk. That is for breakfast. On lunch, the patient should take steamed vegetables such as lettuce. After lettuce, there is other type of vegetables which can be very helpful, to include sukuma wiki and also endive, and another type of vegetable people are not used with, which is called stinging nettle, and as well as the plantago major. To add on dodo, beetroot, celery, parsley, watercress, turnips, squash, carrot, tomatoes, cabbage, potatoes, and chapatis of whole wheat flour, cottage cheese, and buttermilk. This also can include also the oats meal. For dinner or supper, the patient should take sprouts such as alfalfa, mung beans, a good-sized salads of raw vegetables such as carrots, cabbage, tomatoes, whole wheat bread, or butter. The patient should avoid all purine and uric acid producing. These dangerous food the patient should avoid. That those foods which contain purine and uric acid producing food such as all meats, eggs, and fish. But there is exception here. Sometimes we advise people to take some of these foods like eggs and fish, but in a special manner and cooked in a special way. Glandular meats are especially harmful. The patient should also avoid all intoxicating liquors, that's the very strong alcohol of liquors, teas, coffee, sugar, white flour, and its products, and all canned and processed foods, spices, and salts should be used as little as possible. What can help this person? Irish potatoes, you have said it, and the others, but cherries, sweet or sour, is considered an effective remedy for gout. This was discovered by Ludwig W. Bland, PhD, many years ago. Himself a gout sufferer, Bland found the use of cherries to be miraculous effective in his own case and published his own experience in the medicinal journal. Subsequently, many people with gout used this simple therapy with great success. To start with, the patient should consume about 15 to 25 cherries a day. Thereafter, about 10 cherries a day will keep the ailment under control, while fresh cherries are best. Canned cherries can also be used with success. Foods high in potassium, such as Irish potatoes, bananas, leafy greens, vegetables. When we talk about leafy greens, my dear, let me mention here these vegetables: confre, lettuce, then sukuma wiki, which are called collards, and then the other vegetable which help the liver, which is called endive. Those are very important vegetables for this case. Beans and the raw vegetable juices are protective against gout. But here, remember, there is another type of vegetable you should never ignore. This artichoke. Artichoke is very important. And also cilantro. Those are the vegetables which are very humble but very powerful. Carrot juice, in a combination with the juices of beet and cucumber. Get it well. Here you can also add in a little bit radish. Is especially viable. 100 milliliter of each beet and cucumber juices should be mixed in 300 milliliters of carrot juice to make 500 milliliter of combined juice. The juice of French or string beans. My dear, juicing French beans, it is a very big secret. If you make this juice and you be careful and you mix it with a little bit a juice of Irish potatoes and some pineapple juice, freshly made, it makes wonders. Has also proved effective in the treatment of gout. About 150 milliliters of this juice should be taken by the patient suffering from this disease Raw potato, raw Irish potato, I have said it and I repeat again. Remember, not only the tubers of potatoes, even vegetables of them, they help even for people suffering from hemorrhoids. Okay? Raw potato juice and the fresh pineapple juices are also beneficial. This one we have used it on many people. And the pack of Irish potatoes mixed with the other oils we mix as the healthcare consultancy and research center, I'm telling you, it's a miraculous medicine for that. Okay? The feet should be bathed with in Epsom salt, foot bath twice daily, where applicable. Half a spoon of that salt may be added to a foot bath of hot water. This is where applicable, because this salt is very rare. But we have other things we recommend people to use instead of this salt. You can soak in a solution of essential oil of patchouli in warm water with a juice, concentrated juice of Irish potatoes in patchouli, and you put hot water and it become warm, and the patient can soak in it, and they are very, very helpful. Patchouli, that juice and the water, instead of this Epsom salt. Okay? So, we have packs. We have packs we make for people, and we recommend a pack made of Irish potato, rosemary, patchouli oil, and tea tree, and as well as aloe vera. Those ingredients, and also we add in also other things which are called, they are vegetables, but they can be consumed in different ways. But here we talk about the pack we use from those vegetables. They are called okra, lady's finger. We make juice from them. We mix with those things you have said. Then we make a pack to help those people to remove those acids in the body and help the saturation to move better, especially blood saturation in veins, blood saturation in arteries, and lymphatic drainage. Okay? So that pack is important. And there is a heating oil of which we apply, even though this one is gout causes heat, but there is a heating oil we put there to help blood saturation. Then the toxins, those toxins linked to gout, are moved from the press there and go to be flushed out. So that's why whenever a patient is on the treatment, make sure that you drink a lot of juice, especially these recommended juices. Okay? Fresh air and outdoor exercise also essential. Sometimes the patient with gout is experiencing a lot of pain. So this kind of patient, to tell him to go to exercise, it is very tough. The good advice is to practice deep breathing exercises while you lie down on your back. So you lie down on your back and you practice deep breathing exercise. How that exercise does help? It helps to balance the thoughts and emotions so that the pain may not affect very seriously in the body. So that's how deep breathing is very helpful for these people suffering from gout. While you are practicing your exercise, please make sure that you are drinking your juice of Irish potatoes mixed with the pineapple, freshly made juices, and sometimes you can add in fresh stinging nettle, because it has a mamic acid. When it reaches into the body, it goes to balance immune system and suppress the attack of immune system to that acid. So the effect is to reduce the pain caused by inflammation, because immune system tend to go to fight those crystals while it cannot afford. And the cost of that is the pain, the severe pain, because immune system is fighting the things which it cannot remove from the place. That's why you need to drink things which will help the body to flush out those accumulated acids, uric acids, and even dissolve those crystals made of uric acid and the other chemical compounds, either in the joints and in the kidneys and even under the skin. Remember, many people, when they have gout, they don't mind about kidney problem. And yet, it is the most serious problem which can happen on people with gout. So our advice is that if you have gout, make sure that you drink these juices we have advised you regularly. If you have a parent who has ever suffered from this disease or disorder, make sure that you drink these juices regularly, even though you don't have that disease. But these juices will help you to prevent, not only gout. This juice of Irish potato can help to soothe or to reduce the pain of stomach problems. So it can cool down your stomach problems if you have them. This stinging nettle juice can help a lot of things. Can help to clear or to clean the toxins from your blood. Can help to alleviate all kind of inflammation in your body. So those people who suffer from any kind of inflammation, please, stinging nettle juice is very helpful. You can consume them. Not forgetting to use stinging nettle juice when you have diabetes mellitus. Stinging nettle can be very helpful when you use it fresh. Many people, when you talk about this, they say, no, we are going to use it dry. Okay, the dry one can help. But to tell you the truth, dry stinging nettle may not help you as the fresh one can help. That's why when you want to gain more efficient effects from these things, you make sure you use them raw, fresh, like Irish potatoes. For me, I have a plan to plant them and teach people how to plant organic Irish potatoes in their garden at home. These are in my garden. There are very few, but I'm just in the experiment. But when I see that they can give a big crop, why not? I will make them more, so that I inspire you how you plant them. This thing in nettle is in my garden, in a pot. So you can plant it. When you need it, you can pick it from your garden and you make a juice. These Irish potatoes, you can make vegetables. You can pick vegetables from it And when they get ready after 90 days, 3 months, you pick, you harvest your Irish potatoes and start using them. Make sure that you plant them in a different seasons so that you may get them whenever you need them. Another secret of Irish potatoes, you know, they can supply many minerals, including potassium and other important minerals, including magnesium. So when you have the fresh food you harvest from your garden, I'm telling you, they make miracles when you consume them. But I'm not discouraging people who cannot find them. But those who can afford, please try your best and put them in your garden and make sure that whenever you need them, you harvest them. We are going to go to another important plant, which is called chamomile. Chamomile, it is a plant very, very important for treating all sorts of brain problems. Not all, but some of them, including anxiety, pain, and depression, and the lack of self-esteem. This chamomile is a very good pain reliever plant because of the chemical compound loaded in it. Naturally, the phytochemicals. So, when it comes to fight this gout, make sure that you consume the tea of chamomile mixed with a little bit pineapple juice, and to sweeten them, you sweeten them with the pineapple juice, and you make sure that you can also take fresh pineapple flowers, and you mix it in your vegetable pack, and you put where you are feeling pain. It will add on something on your body to feel a little bit relief. So, my dear, this chamomile, you can plant it as a very good flower. Look at the flowers, how good they are. They are very good to look, and they are very good in the garden, and they provide medicine, they provide food, they provide almost many things you need. So that's why I encourage you to make every effort so that you plant chamomile in your garden, so that whenever you need them, you pick them from your garden and use them. But when you are not able, you can buy them from a supermarket. Even every city in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, in America, every city, I assure you, you can find these chamomile products in supermarkets, and you can use them as a tea. Sometimes you will find them mixed with honey. Sometimes you will find them mixed with the other herbs. Sometimes you will find them on their own. Okay? What I can assure you, chamomile can be very helpful, because gout causes stress, or you may develop gout because of stress. So the stress you have cause the attack of gout. So chamomile can help to combine it with other applicable treatment you are using. So, friends, S Healthcare CNM TV is always here for you to help, to provide information, whatever information you need to treat yourself. Gout is a metabolic disease, so you need the expertise approach to help yourself. This is SNM TV. We love you, and we will be always here for you.